Howdy, howdy, everybody. So if you found this video, you probably already know, what this is. But for a quick intro for other people who may have just stumbled upon it, this game is called Island Survival Alpha. It's a pretty fun game. It is found within Epic's actual core application. Now what that is, it's a free application you can download. You can play a number of different games on it, and those are all free. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's free to play, and cool to look at. What I want to show today is how to get, I was having a specific problem with a big radio tower. So I'm going to show sort of a little bit about the game and how to climb that radio tower. You'll spawn here. You've probably seen this. I'll give some quick tips along the way. You can kind of cut these down when you have the axe, and it will give you some coconuts and wood, so highly recommend that. You want to grab these apples when you see them. They're very good food. They heal you. Lots of good stuff here. Now obviously there's a lot you can do here. I'm not going to go over all of that because that's not what you're here for. The radio tower is this way. You can see it off in the distance from the spawn. Actually, since I'm here, I'm going to show you a little technique I like to use on the dinosaurs. It does work pretty well with some of the other animals and zombies, etc., but works really, really well on the dinosaurs, so check this out. If you just spin clockwise and then make sure you're always behind them, they'll keep trying to bite, and you won't get hurt as long as you're essentially hitting that tail. Highly recommend that. Yeah, it doesn't work as well on these. I think because the dinosaurs have a bigger body, it takes them longer to turn. Alright, here we are. The tower. The radio tower. So, a couple things to note here. Before you get started, if you don't have enough food or apples, you can use this apple tree right here. That'll help you because if you fall, which you probably will, I fell a number of times trying this myself. If you fall, it will hurt. You will take fall damage, and you will need those apples. So the thing that caught my eye, obviously the tower I wanted to check out. I got all the way over here. I saw this little platform. I'm going to kill this zombie real quick. Didn't seem like he really even aggroed me, but I didn't want him to interrupt. So, you will want to take care of mobs. I've had dinosaurs follow me up to about this level. It's not fun. And you see, even with that small drop, I already took fall damage. Anyway, this brown plank really sticks out. I think that's designed pretty well to, encourage you to jump up here. I'm going to give some tips and show what's at the top here. So, I would like to first say, take your chance, guess whatever's at the top, throw that in the comments, and, we'll see if you win by the end of the video. So, first couple steps are pretty easy. These platforms are pretty wide. These big metal bars, I like to hold shift and actually jump for this one a little bit, but you definitely don't need to go all the way. You can actually overshoot it. But these big metal bars tend to be a little slippery. So you can hit them at an angle, especially these ones that are angled. And if you kind of hit the edge, you just deflect off and slide and fall all the way down, which is very frustrating. So another tip that I learned while trying to do this, in case you don't know, hit control, and you crouch, and you can walk right under this, and it's a little easier. Especially this jump here, I was trying to sort of work my way around, which I actually managed to do once or twice, but that's not at all the proper way to do it. What you want to do is crouch there. Okay, I'm actually going to heal up a little bit. Alright. So, like I said, these angled ones, you can kind of slip off, so try and hit those as close to the middle as possible. That was actually not great. These ones that are kind of in the corner, you can push a little further, and you kind of get caught here on these walls, so that's good. Use that to your advantage. Another thing I like to do once you get sort of mid-level here is plan it so that if you do fall, you kind of fall back down either onto the same platform you were on or one below that. See right there, you can see I kind of deflected and slid a little bit, but it was fine because I fell right back to the one I was on. As you climb, you can start to hear more and more wind. So I'm actually going to turn that down again. Still pretty windy sounding, but this is like 20% volume, so. Oop. Yep, right there. This one I like to crouch under again. It's very difficult if you don't crouch, so I'd highly recommend crouching once again. This one threw me a couple times, but once again, just aim for the center. No need to crouch here, but try and hit the middle of this one. Now, I'm going to go against the grain of what I said earlier. Once you get sort of at this level, some of the platforms become more difficult to actually hit, I believe, if you try and hit them straight on so that you bounce back. So at this level, at this point, if you're still trying to do this yourself, I recommend, you know, taking some risks. It seemed a little easier for me. I died a couple times because I slid off at an angle and fell this way, or I think at this point I just took fall damage, but I have died a couple of times at higher points. I do recommend taking the risk and just doing that jump, especially if you're a little more comfortable with the platforming. This is another one where you can kind of overshoot a little bit, so go for that. Just push far and use shift. I use shift there. This one I'm not going to use shift, just try and aim for the middle. And boom, we're at the top. Easy peasy. You can't get all the way up as far as I know. As far as I know, you can't get all the way to the top. But this is the top, and there's a little special gift here. Time to see if your guesses were correct. Oh, weird! So there's a diamond pickaxe. Now this is a great tool and a great weapon. Highly recommend getting this. Since we're up here, might as well take a little look around, see the whole area. You can actually see little slashes in terrain when people are doing things like mining or using their axes. So yeah, just enjoy the view. Good luck if you're going to try it yourself. Otherwise, now you know. I forgot actually another quick note. Once you do actually make it up here, you have two options. You can either log out entirely, that means both the game and the Epic Core app, and you should find yourself back at the spawn point, or just try and be careful and make your way down the same way you came up. Once again though, you do risk falling. And you see here, I'm sliding, which is not great. But you can fall a little bit. Just try and make sure that if you start falling, find a platform you think you can hit, and don't die like I did. Ooh, hey, 5 health, perfect. See, you can fall a little bit. Nope, I'm dead, just kidding.